All right, everybody, it's time for the End of Chaser Spirits and Beer Pairing Show. It is Wednesday, October the 16th, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai and Mr. Beer and Whiskey Whisperer. He's 2 in 1.
There's a lot of voices going on up there, John.
He's two drunks in one.
What the hell's that you're wearing, Dave?
I'm wearing the colors for the night, man.
Oh,
Actually,
sometimes I forget.
Actually, technically, and it's through no intention by any means, I'm actually wearing the colors for the night. They're wearing their black alternate jerseys tonight.
Doing the black.
Oh, look at you. All right. Well, I never thought this would happen, that the Dodgers and Mets would end up in the series together. Yeah.
The last time the Dodgers and the Mets played each other in the playoffs, who won? Dave, who won that?
Well, the thing is, the problem is I'm still have PTSD from Kirk Gibson. So,
no. I didn't say the NLCS. I said the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs. Well, no, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten past that to remember anything since.
Oh, well,
that whole arm pump through there, and it's just like, man. Well, I don't have
that still gives me an orgasm. I tell you what,
the Mets
every fucking time.
The Mets beat the Dodgers in the NLDS in 2015 on their way to losing the World Series. All right.
Well, yeah. I wish you had something to brag about, but you dropped the fucking ball.
Well, at least we were National League champs. At least we won the pennant that year. Right?
Yes, we did.
So here's my thing. One of my regular customers who recently moved away is a diehard Padres fan, and he's been talking all season long about how the Padres were going to kill the Dodgers. Padres are going to kill Dodgers. Hate this. Dodgers. Anyways, well, we know what happened is the Dodgers beat the fucking Padres. So as far as I'm concerned, right now I'm good. I don't really care what happens next, as long as that loudmouth asshole knows that we beat him.
There you go. Not for nothing. Tom, we live very close to Philadelphia, so you can imagine what Phillies fans are like. They're just moderately better than Eagles fans.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
But are they worse than Yankees fans?
Yes.
Because Yankees fans are the worst, in my opinion. But
Yankees fans are surprisingly less arrogant this year than normal.
Okay.
What's funny is there's a video that went out there. It was a guy saying he's jealous of the Mets right now. He's a big Yankee fan, but he's jealous of the Mets fan
because of how much fun they're having.
Because we're having fun. Between the OMGs, the grimace,
it's fun. It's fun. It's fun baseball. The Yankees, it's corporate. You need to win.
It is. That's right.
And even in Times Square today, McDonald's put up a banner saying, "Was it luck? Was it skill? No, it was grimace."
Yeah.
Tom, do you know the story behind grimace? The Mets were sucking it up, sucking left, right, everywhere. They couldn't do anything right.
They were 11 games under 500 and in last place. Last place in the NL East.
And then
by the end of May. And then the beginning of June hit.
And then they had grimace throw out the first ball. Mm-hmm. And they went on this tear.
From the beginning of June through now, the best team in baseball are the Mets. In baseball.
Wow.
NL and American League.
Ever since grimace threw out that first pitch. So
grimace threw out the first pitch.
If you're going to go out to Citi Field to see a game, and you're from Manhattan or New Jersey, you take the 7 train out there. If you're from, the west side of Queens and Brooklyn, you take the 7 train to go out there. They have actually put decals of grimace on the 7 train.
That's funny. I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting.
McDonald's actually had put grimace on that train and took promotional pictures.
Exactly.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's get on with this. I know you got something to do, so
yeah, I got to get on with this because I got to get on with it. Because the name of the sports show is "Get On With It." There we go.
And he's in a hurry to watch the Mets lose tonight. So
Mets are not going to lose tonight. Mets are not going to lose. The Mets are going to lose one more game this year, and it's going to be to the Yankees in the World Series. One more game.
That's bold.
Did you say that was no? I thought he said that was bull. Okay, never mind.
That's
you heard it here first.
The problem is, John.
Of course, it could be the bourbon talking.
It could be the bourbon. I haven't had anything to drink yet today. Can we get on with it? I'm very thirsty,
and I am thirsty.
All right, one of you make your cocktail first. Go for it.
Dave, you want to start or you want me to go? Because I'm about half ready if you want me to start.
If you're half ready, go, and I'll make it as you're going.
So here's the thing. I was prepared for a different show this week. So when we changed the theme, I had to come up with a new cocktail on the fly.
No. You were ready for the show 2 weeks ago, and then someone canceled. I don't want to hear it.
I was ready for the show, but when the theme changed, I had to change the cocktail. So anyway, long story short, I've never made this cocktail before. I'm making it right here on the fly with you. It just came to me, so I'm using the Hard Truth that I picked up in Indiana, a Hard Truth maple bourbon cream. I got the Hard Truth maple bourbon cream, and I'm also using from Ohio the King and Dane coffee liqueur. But to add a whiskey component, I'm adding the Hard Truth High Road Rye, a 93 proof.
Ooh, nice.
Rye from Indiana, and then I also added cocoa bitters. So I've got everything in this drink except for the whiskey. So I'm going to add that, and then I'll tell you how like I said, I haven't tasted this. I haven't tried it. I haven't taken it for a spin. This is right off the cuff here, folks. And those of you that know me know I never do that. I mean, I am very prepared. I always have tested my cocktail, but I haven't tested this one at all. So there we go. Let me strain that in there. And I grabbed the cinnamon stick for a garnish. I don't really have a name for it yet because, like I said, I just came up with the little bastard. But again, it's got bourbon maple cream. I've got coffee liqueur, and then I've got a rye and a cinnamon stick and cilantro. In my nice little, this glass, by the way, my wife found on her thrift store run in Ohio. So
very nice, very nice, very nice. How is it?
Oh gosh, it's delicious. I wasn't sure. So the only thing I was concerned about is I didn't know if the whiskey would make it curdle. But I was hoping with the addition of the coffee liqueur and bringing the rye down to 93 that it wouldn't, and it didn't curdle on me. So
there you go.
Nice.
I mean, it's delicious. So bourbon maple cream is going to give you some chocolate, but the addition of the maple is really nice. This is a very nice product from Hard Truth. That's why I used both Hard Truth products here. But I wanted to add the coffee liqueur to kind of bring it up a little bit.
Nice.
That sounds like a nice.
Oh man, it's really tasty. All right, Dave.
It looks phenomenal.
It's really good. It's a perfect, end of night cocktail, a dessert cocktail, if you will.
Sure. Samurai?
Well, I came up with this basically last night, and John can attest to that.
Yep. At the tail end, after the tail end of the beer podcast.
The Lager Room guys.
We call it the Lager Room guys.
We call it the Lager Room guys. But I was looking at my bar. I'm like, well, if it's going to be a liqueur, which liqueur am I going to use? So I decided to challenge myself. And I'm starting off with some Sambuca. That is the liqueur that I'm going to use for this. And I was trying to look at my bar going, what is going to be able to cut in Sambuca? I don't like, the thing about Sambuca I don't particularly like is the mouthfeel. It's got that viscous mouthfeel to it that I'm not fond of. Mm-hmm. Nor it's a little on the sweet side for me too.
It's a
ton of sugar in Sambuca.
Yeah. So well, you take the cap. Anytime you take the cap off of open Sambuca,
it's worse than maple syrup. Yeah,
it's grinding because of all the salt that's around the edge. Right, it grinds. So I figured here is one thing that is definitely going to cut into the body and the sweetness. I got me some grappa.
Okay.
And we've got some grappa from our friends down at Jersey Spirits. So John,
that's interesting. All right.
And then I got some. I figured, well, what's going to go well with some licorice? Lemon goes well with licorice. So I've got some lemon juice in there. So I've got 2 parts of grappa, 1 part of Sambuca, 1 part of lemon juice. Bunch of orange bitters in there as well, as you like.
Orange bitters, okay.
Got an.
I was curious what you were going to do with that. Yeah.
Got an orange peel that I'm going to express and then throw in there as a twist.
Well, that is clever as hell. If this works, that's brilliant.
Let's see. It's probably going to need a tweak.
And put everything in a coupe. Look at that. Oh, it's a martini. It's a standard martini.
No, it's not a martini. It's not a coupe either.
What is it?
This is a what do they call this? This is something and something. Not a Jack and Jane. Jack and Jane? Oh.
Nick and Nora?
Nick and Nora, that's it. I knew it was 2 names. This is a Nick and Nora glass.
Yeah. Bread and apple? A Fred and Ethel?
Let's call it a Fred. Actually, maybe that's what I'm going to name the drink, Fred and Ethel.
Fred and Ethel. That's what you should do.
I like it. I like Fred and Ethel.
Wow. What's interesting is, I'm really liking this. I'm not a big licorice fan. The licorice has actually been enhanced, believe it or not.
All right.
The body has really, that grappa really cut into that body. The lemon's adding a brightness to it. I have to come up with a better name for it because this is a better drink than just coming something offhand like that. But this worked. This actually worked. I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be horrible, but these work together. So, John,
just get my ice in the glass. I put it in a thermal flask so it doesn't actually melt. So that's a good thing.
Keep mine in.
Okay. So here we go. So I'm starting my liqueur. By the way, everybody, the reason that we didn't even announce this, the reason we're doing a liqueur cocktail today is because it's National Liqueur Day. Happy National Liqueur Day.
Yeah, here we are. We're talking about the theme of the show. We never even told people what the theme was. The theme was to make a cocktail with a liqueur.
Where it's cocktails with liqueur.
No, I really don't. I mean, I hate liqueurs. That's what I think I only have one, but I forgot I had this maple cream in the coffee we just bought. So, fuck, I forgot that one was in a box somewhere.
Most serious spirits drinkers don't particularly like liqueur because all it is you're taking a spirit and you're adding a shit ton of sugar to it.
Right.
And that's
I'm using the Drilliod from France, the banana liqueur.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. That's when I opened it before. I'm like, smell that. Here, smell that.
Yes.
Smell that. All right. So we're going to start with.
See, I bet that would go well with my cocktail. That chocolate banana thing going on.
And John, I think you should. What do you call this drink? You should call it monkey farts.
Monkey farts. There you go. I tell you, I really went deep in doing this. Oh, by the way, banana liqueur, Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Buffalo Trace. All right.
I usually use my Buffalo Trace in this cocktail. So
okay, this is one he's made before. So this is John's the only one who's made the cocktail that he's drinking on the show before.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And smells fantastic already. And of course, Tom, you tell me. It's banana liqueur and bourbon. What bitters am I putting in it?
You're putting cocoa bitters or Aztec chocolate bitters, no?
No, he's putting black walnut in it.
Oh, black walnut. Okay.
It's
I think you want more chocolate with a banana. But yeah, black walnut makes sense too.
It's a banana walnut liqueur. Banana walnut old fashioned.
There you go.
I didn't really put a name to it. It's just a banana walnut old fashioned. So
I like it.
Give it a little stir here. Because it's stirred, not shaken. Bond. Bottled in bond. There you go. Cheers.
Oh, you guys are so clever. That's why I like you. Slot you.
Cheers, guys.
Prost. It's still October there. So. Oh my God, that's fantastic. It's literally banana walnut bread.
Well, when I found out about the theme change, I said, okay, I had this other cocktail that uses a liqueur, but I want to save that one for the other themed show, the other show. So I said, okay, what am I going to do then? And I forgot I bought this coffee liqueur until we have some stuff we still haven't unpacked from the trip. I had this box from Trader Joe's and some other stuff my wife had picked up. So I forgot I'd picked up this at the Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. I forgot about buying it all together. There it is in a box.
Alrighty then.
There you go.
Can't wait for that in 2 weeks.
I'm looking forward to that show in 2 weeks too. Absolutely.
So now the beers.
All right.
All right. In the same order we did the cocktails. Tomas, please start us off.
So here's what I got. I wanted to do something different. I want to do something big with a lot of flavor. Because, it's kind of what I do. But nevertheless, I found this one. This was from...
because you're big with a lot of flavor?
I'm big with a lot of flavors, yeah.
He's a flavorful man.
So anyway, I picked this one up at a Randall's just the other side of the river, just before we came back into Missouri. This is from Dark Horse Brewing out of Michigan.
Oh, I love them.
But I can't get them here in Missouri, so I've got to get them when we go on the other side of the river anyway. This one is Plead the Fifth. Plead the Fifth some more. It's a bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial stout with obviously other flavors going on.
That whole series, what they do is all of their stouts is first, second, third, fourth. They're all ordinals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're
So,
all.
have you had this one, Dave?
I have not had fifth.
I haven't either. This is the first time I popped it. So
I think I've had third. I think I've had fourth, but I don't think I've had fifth.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what all I bought. I just start shoving things in the cart because I really like Dark Horse, and I can't get them here. Well, so the nose is brutal. I'm getting a lot of chocolate, but I'm getting more dark chocolate. You might expect more milk chocolate,
right?
But I'm getting more dark chocolate. I'm feeling the other things. So I'm feeling the graham cracker, the marshmallow.
I lied. I have had the fifth.
No. You pled the fifth.
I did plead the fifth.
That's a whole other thing, Dave.
No,
oh gosh, that is gorgeous. So you guys know me. You know I'm a bit of a purist. You know I'm not a big fan of liqueurs. I'm not a big fan of flavored beers. I don't like things going too far. And to me, I typically wouldn't buy a beer like this. And in fact, to be honest with you, I picked it up by accident. I was picking up just a lot of Dark Horse products. But I got to tell you, this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's not as sweet as the name would make you believe, or the idea would make you believe it is.
So I've actually had this a couple times, and the first time I had it, I put strongly bitter from the roast with back notes of licorice and booze. This one's big, and there are some nice dregs.
So you say dark roast? Yeah, I am feeling that, but I'm interpreting that more as a dark chocolate bitterness for me.
Well, here's the thing: if it's had licorice to it, it means it's probably aged a little bit, and that's probably oxidation that I was getting licorice out of it.
Yeah, because I'm not typically. I wouldn't say licorice. I would feel it as anise, but I'm not getting that here. I'm getting that dark chocolate note.
To me, that's the same flavor.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. That's how I would say it. That's how I would interpret it.
That's the word you do. Yeah. But yeah, that's usually what licorice is usually what I get when you get like those 2-row malts of Paris Otter oxidize.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. But again,
that means you got a fresh one. Mine was probably older.
For me, the interpretation is more again like that slight dark chocolate bitterness, right? That 70% dark chocolate, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh no, I'm a big fan of dark chocolate. I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, big fan too of dark chocolate. I've only had two dark horse beers. I have not had Pled the Fifth. I have had Crooked Tree IPA.
I love that Crooked Tree, baby.
That's a damn good beer.
Double. See, I was hoping they had the double Crooked Tree, but they didn't. They didn't have the Crooked Tree or the double there. I was a little bummed because that's what I bought in the past. But I haven't been to this particular liquor store in over a decade.
Gotcha. And I had the Trey Blueberry Stout.
Oh, okay, good.
Gotcha.
So I've got another one that I haven't tried yet. It's an IPA. Called Smells Like a Safety Meeting, and I bought that for the name. I bought that for the name alone because I know I've been responsible for more than one safety meeting.
Sure. All right, Samurai, what are you drinking?
Well, I figured I'm drinking a grappa. So something light. I want something fresh, something that's going to go well with the lemon and the licorice in the Sambuca. So I decided to go with an Italian Pilsner.
Oh, really? Okay, that's an interesting choice. Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, oddly enough, little story for you. Little story for you. Yeah, no, I'll think of it. I just lost it. It'll come back to me. Go. Continue.
So drinking the Frusta, Carton Brewing. They jumped into the lager game, and they jumped into the lager game strong. Most of everything that they put out is spot on. Frusta, I believe, is supposed to be a clone of Moretti. So I believe that's the owner's favorite Italian beer. Was it Peroni? No, I think it's Moretti.
It's Moretti.
It is Moretti. And it really does work.
That would make sense, yeah. Because you got that light crispness with that particular cocktail.
And why don't you tell everybody what Frusta means in Italian?
It means whip.
It means whip. Why does it mean? Why would they call a beer? Why would they
Whip
call
me,
it
hurt me,
Italian
make me write
Pilsner?
bad checks.
Why would they call it Italian Pilsner whip?
Well, Carton's favorite color is orange, and there's a whole long story as to why it became orange. It was not particularly chosen. It came out of a rant. But orange is the color of Carton, and the owner wears orange. Most of him and most of his employees wear orange sneakers, by the way. He has an orange Porsche. He's got an orange Jeep. Everything's orange. It just became a thing.
See, I used to like him until you told me that, so now I can't do it.
Oh,
now.
if I told you the story, we don't have time for it. I'll tell you the story one day of why orange became it.
No, it wasn't the orange. It was the Porsche and the Jeep.
You'd have to understand the owner. At any rate, but he's also a fan of the 70s and 80s comedies. So if you remember your Blues Brothers, Orange Whip.
Oh yes,
Orange Whip.
I know that movie well.
So the cars that his salespeople drove around in, he refers to as whips, right? Because they whip around, and that's a common name for a small get-around car. But they were orange whips.
Oh, orange whips. Okay.
So he did make a beer called Whip, based off of this, which was just a standard lager, but it did have a little orange in it, right, John?
It did have a little orange.
Yeah, it had a little orange in it. So then after that, every lager that came out, if he did a Czech lager, if he did an Italian lager, a French lager, whatever he did, it was that country's language for whip. So that's why this is Prusta.
And there you have it.
I did not know that. Thanks for teaching me something,
I
Dave.
did not know that.
And they said old dogs could not learn new tricks.
Hold on. A monk, a skunk, and a trunk. No.
You're doing Kreskin, I see.
Anyways, but I digress.
Anyway.
I am digging this cocktail. I'm going to make another one when we're done with the show.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking with mine. Again, this one was completely off the cuff. I hadn't tried it. I hadn't tasted it. I hadn't put it together, but it really works.
We have a comment, but before we get to the comment, I just want to show my beer that I'm having.
Yeah,
and when he says my beer, he literally means my beer.
I mean my beer. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm drinking a banana liqueur cocktail, right? So I'm thinking, okay, well, I could go out and I get Wells banana bread.
I challenged him to get a peanut butter porter.
Hold on, I was going to get it. First, I'm thinking Wells banana bread, right? Because it would go good. This is a banana bread cocktail, basically. So banana walnut bread cocktail. So banana bread beer would pair perfectly with it. But here's the problem. Of all the stores I was in today dealing with, customers, whatever, only one store had Wells banana bread and had a 4-pack. And it was warm, and I knew I wasn't going to get home in time to chill it off. I can't get it, right? And I only wanted one bottle anyway. Then I said, all right, let me see if they have Gunner's Daughter, a peanut butter stout, right? Let me go with that.
Which is what I challenged him to do.
Right. Couldn't find any Gunner's Daughter at all. Nobody had any mass land.
It's just imagine a peanut butter stout with a banana bread cocktail.
That would have been perfect. That would have been right. Exactly. So I had to go with what I had. And what do I have that has banana in it? And it doesn't actually have banana in it, but has a banana flavor nose from the yeast. And that would
Esters from the yeast.
Esters from the yeast.
Your Hefeweizen?
My Freising Tide, Coastal Brewworks Freising Tide, German Hef. There you go.
There you go. I knew it had to be a Hef. Yeah.
Cheers.
Sláinte, guys.
Sláinte. Prost. Zum far. There you go.
These are working nicely together.
This is working nicely together too. This is really good. Oh yeah, actually, that's very good.
These probably would have worked very nicely together, but I finished my cocktail already. You guys talk too long.
There you go. All right, we got a couple of comments up here from Doug Smith. Commented in. See, the Mets fans are supporting the colors for Game 3. Yes, yes, we are. All right, if you tune in about a half an hour to the sports podcast, you'll see me wearing a jersey. I just didn't want to. It's a little warmer in here right now, so I didn't want to put the jersey on and sweat before I actually had to put the jersey on and sweat, and then leave the jersey on to watch the game. So there you go.
And not for nothing, I wasn't going to do this for the show, but when Tom started giving John crap about being a Mets fan, on our message back and forth. I'm like, I'm putting on the colors.
Because for those of you that are not aware, the Mets are playing the Dodgers in the NLCS,
And Tom is a Dodgers fan.
So
I am. And in my defense, because everybody says, "Why are you a Dodger fan?"
We know.
I grew up out there. I grew up in that area.
That's bullshit. You never grew up, Tom.
yeah, what the hell are you talking
Well,
about?
I lived it. I started there. Let's say that.
Okay,
I started there. My uncle Jerry ran the concessions for Dodger Stadium when I was a kid. So he would hire my dad to run the beer concessions from about, I don't know, 70, the early 70s anyway. We were able to get into the games for free. But so what we learned was they counted hot dog buns. They didn't count hot dogs. They counted soda. They counted cups, but they didn't count the soda pop per se.
Right.
So we would bring our buns in. Are you following me? So I'd have Coke and hot dogs all night watching baseball. My sisters would be pissed they had to be there, but I was happy as hell because I was eating hot dogs watching a ball game.
Now, I always thought that at Dodger Stadium, the main concession was sushi. Right, it's one of the few stadiums that serve sushi at the stadium. Have I heard that right?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been there since 1986, and at that time, I don't remember seeing sushi.
But I've heard there's sushi there. So, and at Citi Field, you can go up to the top, and you can get yourself a nice, good Italian sub. There's
but does that matter? I mean, baseball trivia about hot dogs and,
and
nachos and really bad for you food. Why would you be eating sushi at a ball game? The idea of that just upsets me.
Yeah,
hey, Tom. Two words to answer that. Los Angeles.
There you go.
Well, I would never eat sushi at a ball game. I don't care how good that sushi is.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I would either, even if I was really. Yeah, so. There's actually I don't think they had it this year, but either last year or the year before they had Pokeballs at Citi Field.
That's weird. They did. I'm not sure that lasted, but
no, I didn't.
No. We've got the Nathans in Citi Field.
Nathans, yep, we do. We got Shake Shack. We got Pat LaFreda.
Yes, the burgers.
And there's and my favorite, and these are all over the stadium. Those are just one of each, right? My favorite, all over the stadium, is the kiosks with the Premio sausage. That's what I get, the sausage and peppers, hot and sweet. Yeah. So, a couple of the comments from Doug Smith. He said,
"Our point is that every stadium reflects its clientele."
That's true. That makes perfect sense, Dave.
Other comments. He said, "Go Mets." He wants to see another Subway Series, as do we.
We need revenge for the last one.
We do, and then
I can't respect anybody that wants to see the Yankees in the World Series. Those guys are assholes.
Hold on.
Then we want to see it just so we can beat them.
Those guys are fucking assholes.
And then Doug Smith said, "Beat the Yankees, please."
There you go. Okay, I'll give you that, Doug.
Listen, this is the redemption tour. This is the redemption tour, right? Okay.
The Phillies.
We took out the Brewers.
We're going to take out the Dodgers.
Took out the Phillies. Now we're getting redemption for 1988 and taking out the Dodgers, knock on wood, and we'll get redemption for 2000 in the World Series by taking out the Yankees.
The only reason I'd pull for you here is that I always pull for the underdog, and I got to believe you're the underdog here.
Oh, we are the underdog in every game we've played.
So if it happens that way, yes, I'm going to be rooting for you because I always pull for the underdog. But
there you go. And I wouldn't suggest that Doug Smith wanted to see the Yankees win. The Red Sox fan that he is.
Yes.
He's not going to want to see the Yankees win.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. He
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, those Red Sox fans. That's a different kind of evil.
The one thing that I've never understood is that if you're in, like, the finals, right? You're in semifinals. You're going to go to the finals. And you lose to Team A. And you're going to go play Team B in the finals. The fans of Team A who lost are now rooting against you.
Yep.
Which I've never really understood because you'd want to think.
See, I agree with that because I've always been of the same mind. Yeah.
You beat us to validate that we were good.
Yes.
You need to win everything.
Uh-huh. I agree. Yeah.
And the biggest example was when the Rangers beat the Devils in '94.
Rangers beat the Devils to go to the Cup.
Yeah, and
94.
won the Cup 94.
94.
And the Devils fans all turned into huge Canucks fans. They wanted to see the Canucks win in the worst way. And most of the Rangers fans, like, whoever won that series, because that was a great series. That was a 7-game series. What, three or four of the games went to double overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Only one game in that series was won in regulation. It was one of the greatest series ever played. And the way I looked at it in Game 7, whoever wins this game, that's who I'm rooting for in the Stanley Cup, because that's who deserves the damn Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the case for the other side, though.
Well, that's just, I mean, and I can't say that's Devils fans because that's too stereotypical. Because I know some Devils fans.
A lot of them are like that.
I got to be honest with you.
Not a lot of Devils fans. A lot of fan bases are like that.
A lot of fan bases are like that.
Yes.
No, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of Devils fans that hate Rangers. Okay. I know a lot of Rangers fans that hate the Devils. Okay. I know more Devils fans that hate the Rangers than I do Rangers fans that hate the Devils.
Well, because we hate the fucking Islanders.
Yeah. Rangers fans hate the Islanders more than they hate the Devils. They concern themselves more with the island.
That's our rival.
Yeah.
That's our rivals, the Islanders in our eyes. So when the Devils fans pay way too much attention to what the Rangers do, because they even have a chant, no matter who they're playing in their stadium, where they do the shaving a haircut thing, and someone will whistle. And this was a Rangers thing, because we would do the shaving a haircut, but it was Potvin sucks.
Right, Potvin sucks. Yeah.
Which it's historical. I really think it needs to end. Potvin, he retired 30 years ago.
Yeah, and then whenever the Rangers play the Islanders, they still do the Potvin.
Oh, no, but definitely when they play the Islanders, you have to do that.
So they don't hold a grudge for very long. Is that what you're telling me?
It's actually funny. When we're playing the Islanders, it's funny. But when the Devils do it, it doesn't matter who they're playing. They do the shaving a haircut, and they just say, Rangers suck. And it's funny because I was at a game with my son. The Rangers had clinched the playoffs
the Devils
like 2 weeks ago prior to that, and the Devils had been eliminated the week prior, and they're doing that. And as we're walking out, this kid is screaming, Rangers suck, Rangers. Well, they played the Kings that night, so I didn't get it. And I said to my son, I'm like, I don't get this. The Devils were eliminated. The Rangers are in the playoffs, so I don't get what he's saying. And this one guy, Devils fan, he's wearing a Devils jacket. It's got green sleeves on the jacket. So
it's old school.
That's old school. That's when they were the Christmas trees. This guy had been a fan from the beginning before they won the Cup. Because most of the Devils fans, they're fans because they won the Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy turns around and looks at me and goes, we don't have the smartest fans.
This is very true.
And I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, the Devils do. They spread the suck around, right? Because basically, once they score a goal, they play the song da na 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 na, right? Then when they play da na 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 na, the whole stadium goes, "You suck." So
yeah,
it's you suck. So everybody sucks.
Well, actually, what they do is, and it's such a family atmosphere there. They do Rangers suck, Flyers blow, Capital swallow. I think it's what they say. Makes
sense.
I think it's something along those lines.
Or
Pittsburgh swallow.
Very family oriented.
Yeah, very family oriented. They're such a classy fan base.
Gotcha. A couple of Doug Smith comments. He said, "Fuck no, hate the Yankees." and then he said, "If you are from New England, you are required to hate the Yankees and the Montreal Canadiens."
That makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense.
So there you go. Funny story, really quick. Hockey. I'll leave it alone. Now, I've been a Rangers fan since I was, that I can remember. My father, big Rangers fan. But Jersey Johnny, I'm a Giants fan, Mets fan.
Real quick. So, John's father gave him the Giants and the Rangers, but his father's a Yankees fan.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. Well, I'll explain.
Which is interesting.
I'll explain it. I'm a Knicks fan, okay, but my father's not a basketball fan. The only basketball game my father ever took me to see was the Harlem Globetrotters, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
That's some bullshit right there.
I've seen them.
Yeah, saw them in the 70s. Metal Arc Lemon, Curly Neal, all of them.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Yeah, But anyway, as far as the Mets go, my father never hated the Mets because my father was a baseball Giants fan.
Yeah.
Okay. He was a
New York
Giants fan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And being a Giants fan, he never hated the Yankees. He respected the Yankees because of what they were doing in the 40s, 50s, all that, right?
Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, yeah.
Sure. When the Giants moved to San Francisco, he did not, like a lot of New York area fans, he did not want to become a San Francisco team fan. So he just continued to watch the Yankees. Then the Mets 4 years later came into play. So we started watching the Mets. And he became a Mets fan, but he never stopped watching the Yankees because for 4 years, that's all he did was watch the Yankees. Right. So he was a Mets fan, Yankees fan. And when I was growing up, when I was young, he was a Mets fan that liked the Yankees. And then so I became a Mets fan. And I don't hate the Yankees. I really don't. All right. And then I know that sucks for some Mets fans to hear. All right. I'm a Mets fan first. When the Mets are playing the Yankees, I hate the Yankees. But other than that,
of course.
Whatchamacallit. But my father, at some point, I don't know whether it was like the 70s into the 80s or whatever, he went from a Mets fan that liked the Yankees to a Yankees fan that liked the Mets. So he still watches the Mets, but he's a Yankees fan. So that's where that came from. Anyway.
And I'm not a Mets fan that hates the Yankees. There's one point, there was a Ford commercial came on that Derek Jeter was hawking the Ford Edge. And my youngest son comes in and goes, Jeter sucks. I smacked him upside the back of the head. I said, one, Jeter does not suck. Yeah. He's one of the best players in the game. And secondly, we're Mets fans. We're not that kind of Mets fan.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Exactly. So, like, I have plenty of Mets fan friends of mine that in 2009, when the Yankees beat the Phillies in the World Series, they were, as Mets fans, they were rooting for the Phillies. How stupid are you? That you got to root against. You hate the Yankees so much you got to root for your real arch enemy.
When the Yankees played the Braves, I rooted for the Yankees. Two reasons for it, though. One, fuck the Braves, because we hated the Braves back then because they had the best pitching.
Oh my God, it was a machine. Please,
it was the best that baseball's ever seen. But also, it was the first year that the company that I work for had made the World Series trophy.
There you go.
And since we are a New York company, our home office is in New York, our landmark is in New York, the flagship store, and I figured a New York team really needs to bring this thing home.
Dave, you got to promise me one thing. This year, when the Mets win the World Series trophy, you got to take a picture of it before it goes out to the Mets.
I don't work in that building anymore, John.
You have to creatively acquire a picture of it before it goes.
Just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch. We are pushing in the media so hard because even the U.S. Open for like 5-6 years, you never saw the U.S. Open trophies. Or they never told you who made them. Right. This year we made damn sure you know who made the trophy.
And I got something funny to say, and I'll say it. I'm going to say it again on the sports podcast in a little while, but I'll say it here in a minute. But I just want to tell that hockey story really quick. With my father and his fandom and everything else, I've been a Rangers fan since I was a kid, really young, right? But I never got the hatred because I watched where we live in a town or in an area that has 9 professional sports teams. Okay. All right. And so I never got the hatred of any local team. I never got it. Believe me, there's some teams, mainly one, but several that I can't stand.
Every now and then you'll hate the fan base.
The fan base is worse. The fan bases are worse than it. I mean, if you meet any individual player,
that's exactly right. Yeah.
It's no secret that I can't stand the damn Cowboys, right? But if I met a Cowboys player, I'd probably talk to him.
Oh, there's Cowboys players that I've admired and loved.
Sure. But not so much anymore, but
not
but in any event, that aside, I didn't really get the whole hatred, right? So the Islanders won 4 cups in the 80s, 80, 81, 82.
Yes, they done did.
After they won the second cup, and as you can imagine, me being like, buying a ton of jerseys, I own a lot of jerseys now, obviously, Jersey Johnny. Back then, as a kid, I didn't have the money to buy a lot of jerseys, right? So pennants were my thing, right? So I was out one day and I bought an Islanders Stanley Cup champion pennant, right? And I put it with all the other pennants in my room. I bought them all. I bought all mine, blah, 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 right? So I hung it up there. It was up there for about 3 weeks. And my father came in my room one day to tell me dinner was ready or something. I was doing homework or whatever. And he's about to walk out and he notices the pennant. He said, "What the hell is this shit?" And he ripped it down, and I never saw it again. That was it.
Oh, good for John.
That's funny. So here's a confession I have to make now: is I always thought your name was Jersey Johnny because you're from New Jersey.
It's a double entendre. It's both. I'm from Jersey, and I collect a lot of jerseys.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah. There's only one football team I don't have a jersey for. Can you guess which one?
It's Dallas.
There you go. Yes, as odd as it is to hear, I actually do own Eagles jerseys.
Even the Rams?
I have Rams jerseys, sure.
Look at you.
Do you have a young blood throwback?
That's on my list. I have a list of throwbacks that I will acquire, I will get at some point. And the only, honestly, there's two Rams on that. Youngblood is one of them. Can you guess the other one?
Gabriel.
Well, you know what? No, Roman Gabriel's not on there. Merlin Olsen, I wouldn't mind, but the other one that's on the list, it's a little newer. Not much, a little newer than Youngblood. And he was a running back that wore goggles.
Oh, Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson. There you go.
He was a legend. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See, I go back to the Gabriel days, though. I know.
I
think Roman Gabriel was
on my
He was a very underrated quarterback,
list, if you will. I mean, there's more on the Giants.
But yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah.
My biggest one, my main one that I look for that I will find one day is a New York Giants Fran Tarkenton jersey.
Oh,
there you go.
Poor Tarkenton.
I know I can go out anywhere at any time and get a Vikings Tarkenton jersey.
Yes.
But I'm basically going to have to make the Giants Fran Tarkenton jersey.
Very possible.
So anyway.
At any rate,
Tarkenton was the best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl.
It's a toss up between him and Marino.
Yeah, I mean they both went to Super Bowls.
Yeah,
right? But
they never won it. Tarkenton a few more than Marino did.
That one broke my heart. I was a big Vikings fan too. I love Tarkenton.
Yeah. There you go. Doug just said, "Need Jackie Slater, Johnny." Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that would work. I got a list. I actually have a list from every team, and I will be honest with you. I do have one Cowboys jersey on that list of jerseys to find, and I will, and I know that I will never find it, but there's a reason for it. All right, it's
obviously not Emmett then, because that's easy to find.
No, it's not Emmett. It's a Craig Morton jersey.
Oh, okay.
It's Craig Morton. That man, he took the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. Didn't really, obviously, wasn't the best player in there. Obviously, got beat out by Starbuck, and then unceremoniously left the Cowboys and got traded to the Giants. Became the Giants quarterback. They did after Fran Tarkenton. They did nothing. Well, Fran Tarkenton and Norm Snead. They did nothing in the 70s. They were horrible. And Patterson Plank Joe replaced him. That's how bad they were with him. But it wasn't him. It was the team. I watched that man. I was at the game, his last game at Giant Stadium as a quarterback. I watched him when he threw an interception. It was the end of the game. No, he didn't throw an interception. It was the end of the game. They were about to walk off the field. He stood in the middle of the field, and the entire stadium's booing him, and he gave the finger to the entire stadium. He just spun around and flipped the bird up to everybody in the stadium. The Giants traded him to Denver. He went to Denver, all right? Or he left and went to Denver and took the Broncos to the Super Bowl the next year. Year.
Oh, right. John's all warmed up for his next podcast.
I am.
He's all excited.
We made the mistake of bringing up football, and that's
there you go. Sorry.
Well,
I'll stop it. Rams had some great players. This is Doug Smith again.
The fearsome foursome. Oh yeah, Rosie Greer,
Deacon Jones, and Merlin
Deacon
Olsen
Jones was the greatest.
The only two that I can remember from the fearsome foursome.
So Rosie Greer, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, and the fourth one
Olsen becomes like one of the nicest guys ever, and appears on Little House on the Prairie. Deacon Jones is seen on
the Brady Bunch,
a TV show where he's knitting.
No, that's Rosie Greer. Rosie Greer was.
Sorry, Rosie Greer.
And it wasn't knitting; it was needlepoint.
Needlepoint, and also starts singing "It's Okay to Cry."
I would like to point out one thing to you. Rosie Greer, part of the fearsome foursome, only won one championship. Who did he win it with? Who did he win it with?
I don't know, John.
Well, he won it with the team that drafted him.
Who was?
The New York Giants.
I figured that's where you're going.
Oh,
Okay, well let's move on. Let's get back to booze.
that's it. I'm out.
He played with the Giants longer than he played with the Rams.
Oh, please stop. Let's go. When does your next thing start?
I'm done. Whenever we finish.
Oh, whenever we finish.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, our
mercy.
next show will be what our show prior was supposed to be, and that will be our newest acquisitions.
Newest acquisitions, yes.
So because
They're no longer newest, but nevertheless, here we
they
are.
will be the newest. The newest is just relative term. It does not
Newest. You could have not bought a bourbon for the last 8 months. That's your
That's
newest.
true.
bourbon.
or
That
8
is like-
years,
that's
whatever it
actually
was.
true. Okay.
Your newest acquisition. So
All right.
because I've got
Never-
I've got something that's not even open yet. So, and I bought a couple weeks ago that
There you go.
I'll make something with. So
I've got some vacation stuff I really want to open with you guys, and I've got one particular cocktail that I've been saving for that particular
know-
trip.
I
know
do
we
as
know you
well.
have.
And that's going to be
it
fun.
just happened to be liqueur day, so we went with that.
Mhm.
So we'll do that in 2 weeks, and we will we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
We will do that then. And which we call it. Doug Smith just said Lamar Lundy was the fourth, Tom.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that one. Yeah. I remember those three all, but I can't remember Lamar Lundy. Damn. Thanks, Doug.
Exactly.
You and
So,
Google.
so we'll by the way, both of you wrap up your drinks. Not your beers, your drinks.
I wrapped
So-
them up already. They're
No,
done.
just
But-
your
So my cocktail-
how they finish, your cocktails. How they finish.
My cocktail was the Hard Truth Maple Bourbon Cream. It was the King and Dane coffee liqueur. It was 2 ounces of the Hard Truth High Road Rye and some cocoa bitters. My beer was the beer was the Dark Horse. Plead the fifth some more.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth, yeah.
Some more.
There you go.
And you got the s'more version. So I had the bourbon barrel aged version of it, non-s'mored.
Oh, this is barrel bourbon aged, but this is some more. Yeah,
It's a
Mine
s'more.
was got the
S'more.
s'more version.
Right.
So
Which,
not as
what-
much.
And yours, Dave?
So with the well, before we do that, Tom, did you come up with a name for yours yet?
No, I don't know what to call it. I just invented the thing like 3 hours
I
ago.
got to come up with a name for it. I got to come up with a name for mine because I'm kind of digging this. This actually works for me. I like this a lot. I like the way the Frusta kind of
Coffee liqueur.
got
Maple
out
bourbon
got
cream.
out of the way of it a little bit.
Jeez.
But still, the Frusta. They just work together. I can't
Work.
even explain it.
There you
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
I will tell you this much as far as mine goes. This was the pairing actually worked well because the esters and the banana more nose than in the flavor. Obviously, is more bubblegum and clove, more clove than anything in the flavor. But
I imagine the clove was enhanced when you drink.
it was enhanced, and it actually. Here's the thing, right? I'm looking for the beer to enhance the cocktail, not the cocktail to enhance the beer, right? So,
That's it. Okay, that's very interesting. All right, I like it.
yeah. So it worked the opposite way. It worked that way. Now it was enhanced, but this paired well. But Dave is spot friggin' on. I do want to try this exact cocktail with both of them, with Dave's idea and my idea. I want to try this cocktail paired with a Gunner's Daughter from Mass Landing, chocolate peanut butter chocolate stout. And I do want to, and maybe when I do that, I won't put the walnut bitters in there. I'll put Aztec chocolate bitters in here. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Aztec chocolate. Definitely go Aztec chocolate. Yeah.
But I'll make the same cocktail with the black walnut bitters and try it with the Wells banana bread. And I'll do both of those. And
Yes,
I'll get back to you and let you know how each of
You
them.
got to let us know on that one.
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right.
Already.
All right. Well, gents, awesome show. Great show. Sit tight. We'll talk for a second afterwards. Everybody else, 2 weeks. We're going to have a great newest acquisition show. And that's not just for the spirits part of it. That's for the beer part of it, too. So.
Something we haven't. So you're saying that what we drink on the show beer-wise should be something we've never drank before.
That would probably make sense if it's the newest acquisition, unless you bought a 4-pack and you just had one the other day.
No, let's make it that we've never had it before, so we get our first impressions right on the show.
Fair enough. Done.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do that. Done. All right. Works for me. All right. On that note, we'll wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. For those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website. All the End of Chaser info will be on www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. Well, at the moment, it's just Facebook. But
Please.
yeah, please. It's very important you actually do follow us on Facebook because you're going to get all the information that we put up there. Anything that we post on the Log Room website is going to go up on there for End of Chaser. All the Artisan Spirits Festival stuff is going to be up down there as well, and as well as the Artisan Spirits page and back and forth. And you're going to get a lot of information on there. So please follow us on Facebook at End of Chaser. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well, of course, on the Lager Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook and YouTube every other Wednesday around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We started a little earlier tonight because of the impending Mets game. Right?
The Dodger game. I'm very excited about the Dodger game coming in.
As we are excited about the Mets game. So. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn Podcasts, out of Castbox. These are Podchaser. Listen notes. Damn, I had to take a breath for the last one. Damn it, that sucked. Listen notes. Pretty much anywhere you find an audio podcast, you will find the End of Chaser podcast. And remember, the Lager Room Podcast Network has 4 shows on it. Okay, it has the Lager Room Guys, it has the Get On With The Sports podcast, it has the End of Chaser podcast, and it also has At the Pub with the Beer Whisperer.
I've heard of that. That's an awesome show.
I do a thing.
There you go. So
I think I've been on that show.
there you go.
You
That's
have.
both on the show. Separately and together, both of us have been on the show. There you go. So anyway, follow all of that. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful couple of weeks. Drink a lot of beer and cocktails, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you in 2 weeks, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Absolutely. Let's go, Mets.
Go Dodgers.
Let's go, Mets.